Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy!
Hey everybody, this is Joel Hoekstra of Whitesnake, and you're listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. Rock on.
Hey folks, this is episode number 146, and we've got Dennis here, myself, Alan Tate, and our friend Jeff. How you doing, Jeff?
How's it going, brothers? Hello,
Pretty
Alan.
Good.
Hello.
Bill doesn't
Bill,
like Jeff, so he didn't come on the show. Even though Bill
Yeah.
swears he's out of town on business.
He said he told me he was like busy drinking his supper or something. I don't know.
We got a text earlier that said Bill was out having dinner, but included some drinks. So
Wow.
he's having fun somewhere. Where is he at, Alan? Do you know?
He's somewhere
where
in Chicago. That's all I know.
Chicago. Okay. All right. I didn't know. I knew he was
I
someplace.
hope that's not classified.
I don't even know what he does.
It isn't anymore. He'll be home by the time this airs, so it'll be aired. Just real quick, Jeff Rogers is a friend of the show. We met him in, of all places, Atlanta, back when Vinnie Vincent first poked his head out of his little hole.
Before Vinnie Vincent's douchebaggery hit its peak.
Yeah, that was a shock for everybody, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So anyway, Jeff, we were standing in line, and everybody stood in line that day. It was a long. I know Jeff's told this on our other when he was at Indianapolis. But anyway, real quick, Jeff was standing in line, and we were talking, and finally he goes, I reckon. Or Bill handed him a card, and he goes, I thought I recognized your voices. So he had actually listened to our show. So we were like, okay, well, you're our best bud now. But anyway, we saw Jeff in Indianapolis at the Indie Expo. He was up there all weekend, so we kind of all hung out, and he was on the show at that point. But Bill is going to be gone this week, so that's why we running Jeff on. Because Jeff just got back from what number cruise was this you went on?
That's my second cruise, my second one.
Awesome.
And what's so funny about that, I wasn't supposed to go on this one. I went last year. I took my son and did it all up, bought guitars, did all that stuff, did it all out because it was the one and only.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the cruise, and my cruise time came time to register. And I just, had spent so much money. My wife said we're going to Hawaii later than the summer. So I passed on it. Well, I was depressed for January, February, March, April. I kept seeing all my friends talk about the cruise and what's going to happen and all this kind of thing. And I'm in Hawaii, and a friend of mine, Eric Alberti, you know him, got long hair, big KISS fan. He was at Indianapolis. That really
doesn't narrow it down, Jeff.
Yeah, it narrows it down. It's the one with the KISS shirt.
He was in Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis.
A black T-shirt, a black KISS shirt.
And you know what's so crazy? I met Eric in line for the Paul Stanley meet and greet on KISS Kruise 7. So
Right.
we'd each bought guitars. So I met him in line there. And we just became great friends, and we were talking all year long. And so June comes, and I get a text, and I'm on the beach in Hawaii. And Eric says, you need to call this kid. He's looking for a roommate. His wife is pregnant, and now she can't get on the boat. So he's looking for somebody to, share a cabin with. And so I looked at my wife and I said, I really want to go. And she said, well, just go ahead and do what you want to do. I know you want to go. So that was it. Fellas, when your wife says, go ahead, that window is like closing. So you have to like jump on it. So I ran up the beach. I couldn't get a signal. I was sitting on the beach. I ran up to the highway and I called this kid. And his name is Matt, and he was 30 years old, and he's Australian. And he says, hello, Jeffrey. I said, hey, Matt. And he says, I said, I'm a retired cop. I'm, everything you say to somebody like, you're trying to introduce yourself.
Right.
And I said, I'm not going to stab you in the neck in the middle of the night. I don't smoke or nothing like that. He says, all right, Jeffrey, I got one question. And I said, yeah. He said, are we getting the drinking package, mate? And the way it works on KISS Kruise, if one of you wants the drinking package, everybody has to buy the drinking package. So, everybody in the cabin has to buy the drinking package. So I tell Matt, I said, well, I didn't get it last year, but my bar bill is still like $1,000. So, you know, I mean, and that was that. I'm not a professional drinker. I mean, but that was, you know, like beer at $7 a piece.
Oh, it gets high real quick.
Oh yeah. Mixed drinks are like 20.
Yeah.
So when I said, well, I'll do whatever you want to do. It's his cabin. He said, well, let's get the drinking package. And click, and he hung up. That's all he needed to know. That was it. And I was
Do
like,
you drink?
wow. I was like, oh wow, I don't, you know, he didn't care, nothing else. So time goes by, and I'm getting excited. And he had him and his wife had booked a mini suite. So that's kind of like a bigger cabin with a balcony out there,
awesome,
a little den, and you know, it was pretty big for just the two of us. A little pricey, but you know, I was just trying to get on the boat at this point.
Right.
So we all meet up in Miami. Great time. We all get there the day before the boat sails, and we go to the party, the gathering. And I don't know how much y'all want to talk about it or what you want to talk about.
All of it.
Whatever you. Yeah.
I'm just going to give you the rundown of the whole thing, and just jump in and ask a question or whatever.
Let me put it this way: today is the Jeff Rogers show.
Okay.
We don't have to talk.
I need a cape. And I need a jumpsuit with rhinestones on it.
Well, I'm sure if you look around, you can find your Ace Frehley Dynasty cape around there somewhere.
You know, there was a guy on the boat. His name is Joe Hess, and he is the Ace Frehley for Mr. Speed.
I know that guy.
Yeah, and that is the most incredible tribute ace I've ever seen.
He's
you know,
really
I got to meet him and talk to him, and he had the expressions, and you know,
he looks really good as a.
He does.
He actually pulls it.
And he dressed up in full Dynasty costume, and he would take pictures. He looked like a better ace than Ace did. Let's put it that way. But anyway, we get there, and there's a great big party the night before the cruise called the Gathering.
Right.
And that's a party hosted each year by Andy Moyne. I don't know if you know him.
Oh, yeah.
Joe,
he's friends of us. Yeah, friends of ours.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Well, they had packed this. So Vinnie Vincent is coming, or allegedly coming. And so, or we hope he's coming. And they have a great little, yeah, you never know with Vinnie. And they had a great lineup. They had a band called 1984.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is Van Halen tribute. They were pretty good.
Right.
And 4x Fate was there with what's his name?
Todd Howarth, John Reed.
Yeah, Todd and
got Pat Gasparini.
John Reagan, I guess. That's his name?
Yeah.
Pat Gasparini, and then the drummer is the guy from Skid Row. It's
Robert Fuso.
Yeah.
I mean, just really kick-ass rock and roll. Well, they really oversold this place. I mean, it was packed. I mean, it was just like
it was a fire hazard waiting to happen.
Oh yeah, it was like, you know, it was like an elevator for 10 people that has 25 people in it. You know, that kind of, and it's that packed, and you're pushing like this to get to everywhere you want to go. Lydia Chris is there.
Right.
Big John Hart's there.
Gotcha.
You know, they kind of come to all that kind of thing. The same people that are at the expos were at the gathering. Right. So it was a good time. But earlier that afternoon, just back it up, Matt tells me, he says, Jeffrey, and he can't say Jeff for shit. He calls me Jeffrey over and over in his Australian voice. He says, Jeffrey, I find out tonight if my father going to live or die. And I said, what? He said, yeah, he got prostate cancer. And I find out tonight the test results of his test. And I said, holy shit, you know, I just met this guy in person today.
Right.
We're going to be roommates for 5 nights. And I'm all about just going by myself and just meeting people. I'm all about it. And so he tells me, you know, just candidly that he's going to get the test results. Well, the results for his father's test, he's in Australia. So the time difference is Matt wasn't going to get a call from his father till midnight.
Wow.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. So we're like drinking beer and everything. And he's kind of moved over to the other side of the room. And I just can see his head, you know, just kind of watching him. And I was there with a bunch of other people. And about 5 till midnight, he runs out. He runs out of the, and I said, oh, wow. So I kind of squeezed my way up to the front door in case we have to leave or, you know, it's not going to be. He comes in just bawling. He's just crying. And I said, Matt, are you okay? He in remission. He's going to leave. let's fucking get drinking.
That is a good story.
He was so happy. He was crying. Then he had me crying. Then he had like 3 or 4 other strangers that didn't even know him was crying.
That's awesome.
And so then we were like ordering drinks and shots and toasted the mat and all this kind of thing. So I was so happy that his father was in good shape. So anyway, the bands are playing, 4x8's playing for a while, and out comes Vinny.
Yeah. And
Vinny is doing some kind of strange thing. He's wearing his makeup with his pantsuit on, his purple pantsuit. And he's got the makeup on now, but it's not the KISS Onk thing that he was wearing.
There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that.
It's the gold rugged cross. The gold rugged cross.
I'm just wondering what it would cost him if he wears the KISS thing, and I don't know. So I guess James got lawyers.
It can't cost him that much because he ain't got nothing.
No, he ain't got shit.
And he won't show up anyway, so it doesn't matter.
He did show up, and he says, "Do you want me to play a little bit for you people?" No, Vinny, we want you to go back home. We're not here to. So I mean, it's just kind of crazy. Yeah. So anyway, he starts playing, and I can't remember the first song. He played 2 songs. I can't remember the first one.
Lick It Up.
Lick It Up. Yeah. All right. That's another 30 or 30-second thing on Lick It Up. I'll tell you in a minute. But anyway, then he starts playing Cold Gin. Right. And I'm thinking, out of everything that Vinny was involved with, why is he playing Cold Gin? I mean, you got Ace Frehley's old band, and then you got Vinny, but now they're playing Cold Gin. So, right. But obviously he didn't know it. And then he just stops playing. And then you're the guitar player.
The whole point is, how many times do you think he played Cold Gin when he was on tour with KISS? Every fucking night.
Every night.
So it's like this song should have been just like old hat to him. Well, and like you said, he looked like he was fucking clueless. Absolutely clueless. He stopped. Yeah, stopped and let Pat. Pat took over on all the leads, and then when that dun dun and Vinny's just sitting there looking like he's fucking
that part right there. That dun dun dun. He couldn't. He just stopped. He just sat there.
Jeff, I can teach you that in 5 minutes.
One of my friends is a guitar player, said he should just turned it off, or turned it off and just faked it or something.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was a big snooze fest with Vinny. I'm one and done with Vinny. I'm not a great big Vinny fan. I'm happy that he's alive and happy, obviously, or whatever. But if I don't see him again, I'm not losing sleep over it. So.
Right.
But it is what it is. And so the next day we get up and it's time to go to the boat. And my whole crew, we're all kind of hungover because Matt's dad is alive and well, and we're all been drinking.
And you guys are feeling terrible.
Yeah. So I get up and I'm so spastic. When I travel, I'll start worrying about where my wallet is, where my keys are, and all that. So we're getting ready to leave the hotel and I can't find my wallet. I just cannot find it. I was like, holy shit. And you got to show them a credit card when you get on the boat, because that's how you pay for all your stuff on the boat. And so I was just, and I had shared a hotel. Remember, I didn't have a hotel because I wasn't going. So I shared a hotel with someone else I met online. And there was 4 men in this 2-bed hotel. So we were sleeping on cots and shit. So anyway, one of the boys in there, his name's Mike. I said, Mike, take my bag. Just take my bag and look and see if you see my wallet in it. And I was like 20 seconds from calling the credit, because I thought I left it in the bar. I thought I left it in the Uber car. I couldn't think of what I did with it. I probably had like 12 shots of Jameson. I don't know. And I'm like, this cruise is going to suck. It's going to suck. And so Michael, he said, he pulls my wallet out of my bag and throws it to me. I was so happy. Right. So I had my wallet, and I had hid it from myself. You ever, have y'all ever done that shit? I'm like, I'm going to put it in a very safe place.
Well, no, you didn't hide it from yourself. You just actually thought you were putting it in a safe place, but then you forgot where it was at.
I had like a backpack, and I put the wallet down in the backpack.
Right.
And then I put a hat on top of it. and then my damn papers and shit for the boat. I had it all like layered in there.
Right.
And in my mind, when I was going to bed, I was like, okay, I got to put this in a safe place. Well, when I woke up, I had no clue what I did with it. I just had no damn clue.
Same thing happened to me yesterday. I was like I put something on, and I even when I put it down, I go, I know when I try to find this, I'm not going to be able to find it.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to find it, and I couldn't find it. But then it ends up my wife actually put it in the place where it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
So it's her fault.
So
It's her
it was like going, well, I'm not going to look there. It's never going to be there because I.
Yeah, you blame her for that. That's her fault. So anyway. We pull up to we jump in the shuttle thing, and they take us right to the cruise ship.
All right.
And Matt's crying again because he'd never been on the KISS Kruise before. He warned me that he would cry every time he saw KISS. So he just all spraying. It's all spraying.
I can't say a word. Can't say a word. Sorry.
He said, I'm gonna cry when I see the KISS boat. So he
just
was
box of tissues the whole time going, here. There you go. There you
go. So we pull up at the cruise terminal, and we're getting off the shuttle, and Matt says, "There's Ace Frehley." And we look over there, and pulled up right next to us, in the parking lane next to us was a black Tahoe. And Ace comes stumbling out of the thing. You know, you just think he's just drunk as shit. Everybody's sober. He just kind of walks with like one foot in front of the other, like this.
Yeah.
So, and he's got that, he like does his hair, you know what I'm talking about, where you pull his hair around like that.
Yeah. That's Ace.
So I said, Matt, go over there and see if you can shake his hand. I'll take a picture. And so Matt reaches over there, and Ace, and uncommonly Ace sticks his hand out and says, "I appreciate you coming." And so they shook hands. But I got the butt of Ace, Ace and Matt, like I got like this far down. So I was like, I couldn't get the damn camera right. But and then about that time, he had his girlfriend, Rachel, was with him. And he just had like one little security guy from Sixth Man, ran out there and met him. And they take them into a special place inside. So he didn't have to go through the waiting like the rest of us do. Right. But after you go through all the terminal stuff, you get on the boat. Sixth Man, I got to say for the people that put it on, they're out of Atlanta. If you're going on a festival cruise, they know how to do it. They know how to do it. And they've
done it for a ton of times.
Like hundreds of them. But, I mean, they are the best people. They're all over the boat. And they all have like a shirt that said, so if you have a question, you can ask any of them. Right. And so there's a great bunch of people. But so what happens when you get on the boat? You go find your room, and then you have to go to a safety briefing. I don't know if y'all been on cruises. Y'all have been on the cruise.
I haven't.
All right.
Not me.
You have to you have to go to your muster station, and everybody's required to go. So what happens is there's no point in trying to sit in the front of the stage, and it's just general, everybody just stands wherever they want to. So there's always a group of people that try to get up on the stage first. Well, after the drill, they go flying. It's the South Americans. I mean, they're just artists at it, but they go flying up there, and they camp out at the stage for about 3 hours before the sail away show. And I've said before, fuck that. I'm not, it's a boat. How bad can the seats be? You just right. Like all around it. So anyway, KISS comes out. They do the sail away. They play, they play Coming Home, right. Plaster Caster, Lover All I Can was pretty cool. Mainline and a couple other things. But the highlight of that was Bruce and Ace coming out on stage.
Right.
And so, typical Paul fashion, he's got to like have some kind of little rap. He said, just by coincidence, we got some people. Paul,
no, they're on the fucking boat, dumb shit.
Just by coincidence, we got some friends and family on the boat.
They just popped up.
Looks like they just happened to be there. So just by coincidence. So here comes Ace, and then Bruce is right there with him, and Ace is, he gets right up, check, and he just jumps right on the microphone. And
the funniest thing was when he walked by, he gave Bruce a hug, and then he walks by fucking Tommy, just fucking right by him. Goes over to the fog and make a hug. Tommy's like,
I feel it. It's kind of embarrassing for the guy. Because he hugs up with Bruce, and then he goes walking right past Tommy. Tommy's trying to high five. Tommy's trying to high five. It's like being totally missed the whole way. Yeah. And so Ace hugs Paul, and then he goes and hugs Gene. And then he sits on the stool, and Tommy's like trying to give him his guitar, you know, and everything. And you can almost hear saying, you can almost hear Ace saying, "Is this fucking thing working?" You know, just you know, like Tommy's the roadie all of a sudden. And right. even during the before Ace and Bruce, Paul's out there without a strap. You know, he doesn't have a strap. Right. Because he's swapping guitars every single time, because people buy each one of them. They play a song, they swap a guitar. Play a song, swap the guitar. So at one point, Paul says, "I need a strap. I need a strap right now." And I looked at my friends. I said, "I swear to God, Tommy's going to take his shit off and give it to Paul. Watch this."
And he does.
And so no, he didn't give him his, but Tommy went running over there to help him find a strap for Paul, and just kind of like, you know, gave it to him. Had one of the crew people come give him one. And so, but anyway. After Ace plays 2,000 Man and New York Groove, you know, the typical Ace stuff. Sure. And then but the real highlight for everyone there was Ace says Ace looks at Paul and Gene. I think you can YouTube it and everything. He looks at Paul and Gene and says, "Thank you for inviting me. You know, I'm glad to be here."
Right.
And Paul says, "No, Ace. If it wasn't for you and us, none of us would be here. So thank you for coming."
Right.
And so everybody just loses their mind. And everybody, when Ace walked out, everybody was losing their mind. Everybody was hollering Ace, Ace, Ace. And it's, you know, it's almost like you can just see Paul's ego. You can just see it. I mean, it's just, you know, like, get over it, Paul. You're not you know, everybody loves everybody. So anyway, that was kind of the highlight of the sail away show, which was pretty damn cool. Right. And then you have like an hour break. Everybody runs and gets something to eat.
Right.
But then you had the main attraction for me was Bruce Kulick.
Oh, dude,
he comes out and he's got it's just insane. I mean, it is insane. He's playing the stuff that everybody wants KISS to play.
He's playing with Brent Fitz. He's got Todd Kearns, and then who was the other person that was playing with him? Do you remember, Alan? Who was
I don't know their names, but I know Kearns is the singer.
Yeah, Todd Kearns. They call him Tall Stanley.
Tall Stanley. And then he's got long black hair. And
great voice. And then he got
he can sing like Paul in the late 70s. You know, the
and
early
then Brent
80s.
Fitz, who played for the Gene Simmons band. He plays for Slash. And a bunch of people. He was playing drums that night.
Yep. And super cool.
Yeah, he's a very, very. Well, he was up in Indianapolis. You know, he was over. Him talked to us a few times.
And you know what?
So let me ask you something, Jeff, too, real quick, because I haven't been on one of these cruises. Everybody when they on the sail away show, was that on the boat or was that on the shore itself?
No, it's on the boat. It's on the pool deck.
And everybody gets to see this? I mean, everybody who's on the cruise?
It's part of the deal. Everything on the boat, everyone can go to. Now, they don't have room for everybody.
That's what I was asking, because like these, I know KISS does, the makeup shows in the evening. They do one every evening?
2 shows.
They do shows.
Yeah.
So how many people can actually go into that? How many people with the boat can go into that to see one of those shows? You know what I'm saying? I know not everybody can go see one.
You know, it's if you just kind of think of the math, there's like 2,500 cruise people, like paying customers.
Sure.
The theater holds about 1,300.
So do they split it up? Do you get to see one and then you don't see the?
So on your
you pick your night. Okay, I got you. So that's what I wanted to know, because I'm like thinking, there's no way. I know that when they do the sail away, it's on the deck and everybody can be out there. But when you do these shows in their little theater or whatever it is on that thing, well, not little theater, but it's their theater. I know everybody on the fucking boat's not going to go see this show, because then the boat will be, going down the ocean like this. You're doing a wheelie. You know what I'm saying, though. You can't get.
I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but that's
there you go. Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
Well, that is your everything card. They give you this, and this is your room key. This is your credit card.
Gotcha.
And it's your ticket to the show. So I had show number 2. So it's printed on the card, show number 2.
Well, you went to the second show. You didn't see the first one.
Right. So they take the passengers and they divide them in half. And one set goes one night, and the second set goes the second night.
So
now,
do you get that option, or do you get that make that choice? Okay,
no.
That's what I was at. Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, you do get that by cruise seniority.
Okay.
Like the 8-timers, and there's people that've been on 8 cruises.
Sure.
They get to
my
pick their
baby's
shows.
an 8-timer.
Exactly. Because I got a lot of questions because I mean I've never even been on a cruise ship. Now Alan's been on many cruises, not the KISS Cruise.
Well,
Dennis,
I've never
you know what?
ship,
3.
so-
I've been on 3
really-
cruises.
You really should go on the next KISS Cruise just to say you go.
Well,
Just go.
I know they've already announced it, and I've already got my vacation set for next year, so I can't go. So, but
Listen. I mean, I took my family to Hawaii, and the whole time I just couldn't wait for the KISS Cruise. So,
Right.
thankfully, my wife lets me do my KISS stuff, and I think.
I could. Don't get me wrong, but we've already set our vacations for next year.
Yeah.
And I just missed it. If I would have known, I would have did it. But
I think it's the time of the year my wife is just happy I'm gone. So,
exactly.
so anyway, I was going to tell you something else about the first night. Oh.
Well, while we're
I'll tell
talking
you,
about the
Gene-
first night, hang on a second. The bass player in Bruce's band is Zach Throne.
That's
There-
him.
thank you,
That's
thank
him.
Thank you.
All badass. I mean,
And
they
can sing like Gene too.
oh yeah.
'Cause like I said, when they
And I
started
mean-
doing that medley from, they did the medley from Carnival of Souls.
Oh
my God!
goodness.
I was like,
Listen,
that was a deep.
They started playing Carnival of Souls. They played Take It Off.
Right.
And you start hearing all these old songs. They had Little Caesar, Sword and
They're
Stone.
doing the songs that everybody wants to hear that KISS won't do.
But when they started playing the Carnival of Souls medley,
Oh, I know.
I mean, there were people just.
I lost my mind.
Yeah, I mean, there were people so excited, and everybody starts crying again. You can tell the emotional KISS fans.
There's a lot of crying.
because at 12:30 at midnight, in the middle of the night, there's
Right.
grown men standing out there with sunglasses on out there at the pool deck. So you know that they're just bawling over this KISS stuff.
I can't. I mean, I'm laughing, but I'm telling you. Like I said, I met Gene. That's not the first time I met Gene, but I met him. But it was a personal when I did the vault thing, which you're going to talk about here in a minute too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did. I got flustered. I got kind of choked up, dude. I couldn't help it. It was just one of those things.
Yeah, the first time. So, but the highlight of the Sailaway show after Ace was last year, and Gene has done it before, evidently. But the last year was my first cruise. They played Rock and Roll All Night. They closed for that. I didn't understand why they did that because they did it at this show inside too, the makeup show. So last year they closed the makeup show with which was incredible. But Gene takes his bass guitar and tosses it out into the audience. And people go nuts and stuff, and they grab it and they snatch it up. Well, Paul, not to be outdone because he sees all the love, Paul, I swear to God, I thought he was going to snatch Tommy's guitar and throw it out there. Tommy, give me your guitar. So Paul takes his and throws it out there, which is the first time I've ever seen him do that. And people are fighting for it.
That's just setting up a lawsuit.
And Paul gets on the microphone. He said, "We're all family. Just one person gets the guitar, just one." So it was
the bloody guy over there, the one's got the most blood on his fist. You're the one that gets it. You know what I'm saying?
People just start fighting over that stuff, and it's amazing what people will do for a guitar pick too.
Oh, dude!
I mean, if one hits me in the chest, and there it is, I'll pick it up.
Right.
But I'm not climbing over 3 or 4 people to try.
Well,
to get
you're with, and then you're too on the cruise. You have people from all over the world, and he's like you said, those people from what is it? The ones that
South
chant.
America,
Yeah, those guys
Brazil.
are just they're like even when they go to these sports events, they're the ones that like there's like what 10 people killed every time they have a sports event.
Oh yeah. And,
I'm not going up against the guy. Hey.
KISS they have a rules of engagement for KISS.
Right.
So you can walk through the atrium, which is the big common lobby in the middle of the ship, and Tommy may be standing there, or
Sure.
Doc McGee, or Eric, or
Right.
one time Gene and Shannon came walking through. And the rule is, you can speak to them. You can take a, if they stop, you can say, hey, how about a selfie, whatever. But you can't bother them if they're eating, or
That's just common.
Common decency.
Yeah, I mean, and one night we were at the they have like a Japanese, where they cook it all up in front of you.
Hibachi.
Yeah, that's it. So we're sitting there, and Tommy Thayer sits down right next to us. I mean, and just like right there next to us.
Right.
And so he's talking to some people at his side of the table, and he's got a glass of wine. But I notice he's not eating. He's not eating anything. He's just drinking a glass of wine. And so then all of a sudden he turns around and looks at us and says, how you guys doing? And he recognized Matt from a wine event that he did out in Washington State with him. So he starts talking to him about that. And so about that time, some styrofoam to-go boxes came over there.
Right.
And Tommy picks those up. I said, I swear to God, that's damn Paul's dinner.
I was going to say that. I was just going to say that.
Tommy, go down and tell him I want extra almonds on it this time, Tommy. I just want not so much pepper on it this time, Tommy. Tommy, go give me some stir fry.
Oh my God.
This fucking, I tell you what, we're gonna just have you on every week, John. Jeff. Just
Can you just imagine? He's like, Tommy, I want some stir fry. Go get it.
I'd eat, but I gotta take this shit to Paul's room. Sorry.
So he leaves like, well, you just think, I said, I swear to God, that's damn Paul's supper right there. He's just toting it off to him, taking it to him. Wow. So anyway, I mean, no, we were just kidding. And, but we had the Bruce Kulick show was incredible. It was just incredible. So the next day, which is Thursday, we land in Key West. And Matt, my roommate, had bought a vault.
Right.
And he had bought a vault out in Portland where he lives, and that got canceled. So many of the vaults got canceled. So he ended up doing his vault on the ship. And so he says, Jeffrey, you want to go on the vault with me? And I said, sure. Because you can bring guests. You can bring guests with you. And so anyway, I said, I've done the vault before. I've met Gene several times. I will just take pictures for you. I let him. It's his vault. It's his show. So I go with Matt, and I stand back and take pictures. Well, Matt tells Gene that he has two heroes in his life. His father, who was just got great news that he's recovering from cancer, and Gene Simmons.
Right.
Well, Gene Simmons takes his sunglasses that are up here, and he puts them over his eyes, so we know what that means.
Right.
So Gene's tearing all up.
Right.
So I was like, holy shit, he's got Gene crying. So then he just takes then he just takes Matt and holds him and just pats him like this.
You're with the Kleenex that's going.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm over there like,
oh, I know, that's tough.
I got my sunglasses on. So he just holds Matt for a little while. And I asked Matt later what he was saying. He said, just breathe. We'll get through this together. So, but the deal was on the ship for the vault people, they didn't bring the vaults. They only brought the books. And so Matt got
he signed the actual book, then he signed your book and with the DVDs in it, and then or the CDs.
Yeah, he would sign the book with the CDs in it, and then Gene goes back and signs the vault, and they ship it to him, the top of the vault. They ship it to him.
So the vault was actually there then. You just didn't get the vault there.
They had one vault there for the pictures, but the vault that Matt got was shipped to him later. But that's what I was wondering, because I know, my vault is actually signed on top. And I'm like, well, that kind of sucks if you're on the cruise. I knew that they weren't going to give you the vault there, but the vault was there. They just didn't. Presented. They only brought the books. Okay. The vaults were back in Los Angeles or wherever they were. But he signed them, and then they sent them to you. Right. You told them what you wanted signed, and there you go. Well, that's still cool. I mean, that's the best. So actually, he got the book signed. So he got a double deal. The vault signed. Well, that's I mean, it was pretty cool. But I was, and I didn't say, my vault was in Atlanta. Right. And it was incredible. I mean, I wasn't rushed or anything. Right. But this vault, everybody was in the same room together. And on my vault, they called you back by yourself. to go back.
See, mine was sort of halfway kind of private, but not private. It was in a hallway kind of. I mean, it wasn't a hallway, but it was like a hallway to a room to the outside. So you didn't like go into a room. I know some of the people that we've had on before, they walk into a room and they close the door and you're there with.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that with me because you had people ready to go. You know, you stood around the corner, but still, it wasn't as private as I would have liked it. But I got as much time and needed to say what I needed to say, and it's all I didn't feel like I got cheated. It was just a different. Well, the thing was the vault. The vault has evolved from day one when Julian got his. It's evolved over time. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then because they've had to because some of the times they've had a bunch more they had to give out, and like he even said at the very beginning, if I spend 15 minutes with all of you guys, we're going to be here till 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
that can't happen.
And it just doesn't make and people. Some people got upset about it. And they got two different groups on Facebook. One that bitches about it, and the other ones that are happy. So I mean, it is what it is. You can't expect. Gene, how old is he? 60, not 70. I think
69.
69. I mean, I hope I can get around like he does at 69.
Oh, he was up all day long that day we were there. I mean, he was doing what he needed to do, and he did. He made everybody happy, and that was the whole point.
So I was very happy with mine.
I was too.
But back to the cruise. So the day in Key West, Matt and I had to get off. We stayed in Key West for maybe a couple hours, and then we had to get back to the boat because that was the same time that Gene was doing the vault.
Right.
And there was some bitching about that. One thing I know about KISS fans, if there's anything, they're going to bitch about it. Anything.
Yeah.
But some people have booked excursions, and then Gene changed the vault time to the same day that we were at Key West. So we had.
Goddamn, what's the excursion at Key West? What the hell are you going to do?
There is nothing there.
There's nothing there. I've been there. It's nothing.
What the hell is it? It's
bars.
You go look at that big old marker thing.
Buoy or whatever it is.
I didn't even do that when I was there.
They had the marker that's like the most southernmost point of the United States right there. So you
The funny thing about that stupid thing is when we went to Key West on our cruise, the line for that thing was so long, you couldn't have done anything else on the island because you were just waiting for that.
I mean, I think the whole damn thing.
Vegas this summer, it was the same thing. This is the Vegas sign. Because we're like going, let's get a picture by the Vegas sign. And there's a line 4 hours. I'm like going, fuck it. I'm going to spend time in Vegas having some fun.
I don't want to sit there.
Give a shit about that sign,
So anyway, we get back. We do the Gene Simmons vault. Matt's very happy. Gene's crying. Matt's crying. I'm crying. We're taking a bunch of pictures.
There you go.
Later that night, we go see the Dead Daisies. Now, if you've never listened to them or haven't heard them before.
Friends of our show, yep.
They are incredible. Incredible. And even Matt joked at Marco, the bass player, Matt said, he said he would turn for him. He would turn for him.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I just want to be he said, I just want to be alone in the elevator with Marco. But, all of those guys, they're all over the boat. And if they happen to be standing there, you can take a picture with them, whatever. I mean, and they all, they have nothing else to do. Right. Ace was in the casino one night, and I missed him, but everybody was telling, he was over there playing poker or something. So, and when they're like that, you can say, hey, Ace, how you doing? But, you just don't go up to them.
Sure.
So later that night, we saw the Dead Daisies, and I fell in love with them. And then there was like a girl group called Thunder Mother. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
Never heard of those guys.
Really cool girls. They're from Sweden, I think, and just really cute girls. Really, really good guitar players. A lot of hard rock and roll. So we had a good time. So the next day was Friday, and that was my day. I won the lottery to paint with Paul.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you all my swag.
There you go.
I actually painted. When you sign up for the KISS Kruise, they have all these different events,
right?
And you can participate with, Paul or Gene or whatever it is. And all you do is you submit your email address, And it says, do you want to paint with Paul? Are you an artist? Do you want to paint with Paul? I'm no fucking artist. So I said, yeah, I want to paint with Paul. And so everybody applies, and they picked 10 people, and I was one of them.
Wow.
So all my friends were like, you fucking asshole. How do you get that? You know, what do you pay?
And then all of a sudden you're the enemy. You know, you're the winner. You're the ass.
Like, Rogers, we're gonna come fucking heckle you at the damn art show. Who the fuck are you? How did you get that? You know, they always think I bought it or something. I said, I didn't buy shit. I didn't buy shit. They just picked my name. So anyway, I had my letter. They laid a little letter in my cabin. You know, you're supposed to meet Paul at the backstage door at 3:00, whatever it was. So I get there, and there's me and 9 other people.
But if you're really cute, come like.
Yeah, I want him to come paint with me. So, you know.
I'm trying to get a Paul thing out of you. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get you.
You know, the best thing about being in KISS.
I can pick my painters.
So the whole KISS Kruise, Dennis, the whole KISS Kruise is like that. We're all just cracking Paul jokes. You know, it's like us KISS fans. It's like we can say shit about.
Well, we can
Paul.
do that. We can do that all day long.
Yeah, we can say that. But let a non-KISS fan say that. We're like jumping all over. Like, fuck you, KISS is great. You know.
We can say all we want. You know?
We can say what we want. It's our damn band.
We pay our money. We spent our years. We can do this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I suffered through. Who else suffered through the damn 80s with Paul wearing the pink gloves? I mean, what the fuck was he thinking? Who told him to wear the pink gloves? I think Vinnie Vincent picked those out for him. I don't know. So anyway, I'm backstage, and they hand me this apron. To put on, and I said, "What's this for?" Because I was so happy because I had my KISS shirt on, and I didn't want to wear this damn apron. And they said, "That's because you'll get paint all over you."
Right.
And I said, "I'm not going to get paint all over me."
You get Paul all over you.
You have to match everybody else. So I put this apron on. And we're standing there, and Paul comes out right behind me. I mean, it's right over my shoulder. I just feel him, and I turn around and he's standing right there. He says, "Hello, everybody. Hello." So we're in the Stardust Theater, and it's the same stage that the KISS show is on. So it's the big theater. And well, before Paul got there, everybody was silent. They were just silent. And so I told my friends, I said, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something just to make some noise. So I walk out to the edge of the stage, and I said, "Rock and roll!" I just threw my hands up in the air, and everybody started whistling and clapping and shit, and just cracking people up. So I was like, let's warm it up a little bit. So here comes Paul. And in the beginning, we had these little easels with our little canvas sitting in front of us, but they were facing away from the audience.
Right.
And so they were facing us. And Paul came right out and said, "I don't like the way these are set up. Let's turn these tables around." And so he tells me, he said, he said, "Come on, big guy. You pick up your end of the table." I swear to God, he said, "Come on, big guy. You pick up your end of the table."
Oh, my goodness.
So me and Paul have got this picnic table, and we're like turning it around, you know, like this. And somebody in the audience said, "Just turn the easels around, Paul." So he says, "We pay good money for managers to say these kind of things." So he started turning them all around and everything. So we start painting.
Wow.
And so we got these little canvas things that are like this.
Yeah, they're little, aren't they?
they're like I don't know, 10 by
12
10,
by 12. Yeah, 10 by 10, 12 by 12.
And so it's an outline of Paul. Naturally, it's an outline of Paul.
Imagine that.
All we have to do is put color on it. So this one is mine, right there. Can you see that?
You did that?
Yeah. So the Paul face is already there.
Right.
And I just painted his lips red, and then I put all the color all the way around it.
Dude, you know what you should have did? Painted Vinny's makeup.
Painted Vinny on Paul? How fucking funny would that have been?
That would have been fucking.
No.
Excuse me, man overboard.
He It'd be like, Jeff, we need to go out this door right here, and we're gonna take it to the outside.
They would have thrown me in KISS jail for doing some shit like that.
Somebody make you walk the plank.
If I could have painted Vinny's face on there or Gene's face on there or something.
Right. So the outline was like a pencil outline to where
it was the face was there, but it was all in black and white.
Right.
And this was all white canvas on the sides right here.
Sure.
So they just had all the paint there, and I just started throwing the paint on there. Just started throwing it on there.
I got you.
So the highlight of it is Paul has his, and he's putting like a little brush on his, and he's like, then he walks up and down and looks at ours.
Right.
And so I see what, and I'm watching him. I'm watching him. And did something happen? Hang on a second.
Jeff's got a poop.
Got a little technical difficulty here. Hang on.
He's got a poop.
Right. Yeah. I wanted to make sure I didn't lose power.
Okay.
I had like 15 seconds of power or something. So anyway, Paul's walking up and down, and I see him pick up like every second or third one.
Right.
And he says, look at this. I really like how they did the colors on this one. This one looks very nice. And he'll pick it up and show the audience.
Right.
And so I'm thinking, he's going to fucking pick up my picture. I'm going to make him pick up my picture. I want him to pick up my picture.
All right.
So he gets to me, and I kind of block it. I won't let him pass me. I just kind of stand in front of him. I said, pick up mine, Paul, pick it up. And so he looks at me and smiles. He said, look, everybody, this one would look good if it was hanging upside down. So he's like, I think this would look better if it was hanging upside down. So anyway, I don't know what I'm doing here. Wait a minute, did I lose you?
I tell you what.
All right, how about that? If I got Dennis, Dennis.
You're fine.
You're
all right,
good. As long as Alan can see us, you're good. So
all right, I can see both of you. So anyway, he starts cracking jokes and stuff, and I said, "Look at my shoes, Paul. Look at my shoes." And he looked down, and I have his fucking Puma shoes on, those zebra things.
He's like,
I bought a set of those zebra shoes. I bought a set of those zebra shoes to wear on the KISS Kruise. Me and 1,000 other fans had those damn shoes on. So I was like, look at my shoes, Paul.
He's laughing all the way to the bank on that one.
So I said, like my shoes, Paul. He said, oh, he's got the Pumas on. Those are so handsome. So anyway, he's walking back and forth. And then he comes back. He goes to the other end. He comes back. And over my shoulder, I hear him say, oh, that looks good. And I said, me? Mine? He said, no, not yours. And so I'm just kind of cracking jokes with Paul.
Right.
It was a lot of fun. And then the girl in the so he's asking us, doing Q&A with the people in the audience. So he's got like a little microphone thing on his, like you're wearing right there. And so he's talking to them. And a girl raises her hand and says, will you sign your picture when you're done with it and give it to me?
Right.
And he said, wow, for a girl, you've got big balls. And so,
I like that.
So then you can see he's kind of thinking about it. Like Paul's thinking, I could sell the shit for $10,000.
I could make some money or look good.
So he's kind of thinking about it. So everybody's going, Paul. He says, all right, you can have it. Since you asked, you can have it. So he signs it and gives it to her, which was really cool.
He texts his account and goes, minus 10,000 on this cruise.
Yeah, this is a write-off. I gave it away to charity.
Yeah.
So at the end of the art show, fans rush up to the stage. I mean, they're rushing up there, and they're all holding up albums and posters and everything. And I told this kid next to me, I said, I just want to go start signing shit. I just want to lean over.
Did you sign anything? Seriously?
Just start signing people's shit.
Did you sign something?
So anyway, that was the art class, and that same night was the first KISS show. And they have it where you can if you don't attend it, you go to the bar and watch it. But I don't like to do that because I don't want to spoil anything.
Sure.
So
guess what, Jeff? They're playing the same fucking song.
It's the same fucking thing, Dennis. The same fucking thing. So that was the.
I didn't want to burst your bubble, but that's what you're gonna get.
Oh man! So the next day is Saturday, and that day, this is the first year you didn't have a band pitcher,
Right.
which I was not disappointed with.
I seen that they were not doing that, so.
Yeah, I wasn't disappointed with it because the line was like 5 hours last year to stand in line to get the pitcher.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's a lot of first timers that were disappointed, but this year.
But it was the whole pitcher thing was basically a cattle call, wasn't it? Just like you
Right.
go.
Oh yeah. Well, they gave you a time to be in line, but everybody would just pile up.
But I'm saying your pitcher time was you walk in, you got your pitcher, you walk the fuck out.
Oh man, you if you didn't see the pitcher with KISS in it, you didn't even see they were there. I mean, it was just they could have been cardboard people for all you know.
That's why I'm saying you didn't get any. There wasn't no quality time.
No.
Just
There's
call.
no talking to them. There's not even. Sometimes Gene will do the fist bump.
Sure.
But it was so fast. They go 1, 2, 3, click, thank you, and they snatch you away. Can't even say. You can't look at them. You can't even look at them.
Shit, that's like the Ace Frehley pictures in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was. If you take that time and take that and probably half that, that's how fast the damn KISS pitchers were.
That makes sense with as many people as they have to deal with.
But they had a whole boatload of people, which is how many people were on that cruise? You said was it
2,500 cruisers?
All right, plus their significant others or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, it'd be a mess.
So for the first time this year, you got to go on the KISS stage and take pictures, and they had the lights all up there and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, cool.
And so and you take it with your roommate or your cabin mate or whoever it is, your wife if you're there with your family or whatever.
Right.
So me and Matt are in line, and people are doing different things. You get 2 pictures, you can do anything you want, and people are posing, people are like doing the whatever.
Right.
So Matt and I are standing in line. So we said, what are we going to do? How are we going to make this the funniest damn shit ever? So,
here we go.
So anyway, they have a waiter that's walking around with like shrimp cocktail on a tray. And I grab him. I said, come on, you're going on the stage with us. And he couldn't speak a lick of English. I mean, he was like one of the waiter staff on the ship. And he's saying, "Sir, you want some shrimp?" I said, "No, thank you." I said, "You're getting on the picture with us. You're getting on the picture." So we drug the Norwegian cruise man up there with our picture, and Matt held the shrimp over my mouth. So I was standing there like he was going to feed me a shrimp, and the man is standing there just holding the tray like this in our picture. So I mean, it was a lot of fun. So we cracked up doing that.
Will you please send that to us so we can post that on our page?
Yeah, I'll send it.
That'll be your picture for your
Perfect. Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's fucking hilarious.
It's called an episode, Dennis.
So anyway,
it's called an episode.
There you go. This episode.
There we go. So that night was also the same day of the second KISS show,
right?
And that was the one that Matt and I went to. And we were center of the theater, but we were on the very last row, which was fine with me because
do you get to pick your seats, or
he did because he was the original cabin. It was his cabin, so he had the seats already picked.
Right.
And so we were like center of the theater in the very, very back, which is great for sound. I mean, the sound. So was great.
Did they give, like you said, the people who have cruised 8 times before, they get the they get the pit. Okay. The pit is right up there at the stage. Right. Yeah. Okay. And in the pit, there's no seats. They just stand there. They're just standing there in front of the stage. Right. And so the KISS show, and I'd already told the crew that I was with, I was running with like 8 buddies. And that day I had some drink. I said, I swear to God, if they play Lick It Up, I swear to fucking God, I'll leave. I will leave. I hate that song. I hate Lick It Up. And I said, surely they won't. I was sitting there telling myself, surely they won't just Lick It Up. Surely they will not do Lick It Up. And it's a great song. It's just overplayed. Yeah. They have played Love It Loud. I Love It Loud is one of those ones too. I'm like going,
I'd rather hear
drop that.
See, I hate Love It Loud is not 30 minutes long like Lick It Up.
No, but
Lick It Up.
I know.
And then it's got the whole Who thing in the middle of it, which the first time you do it is cool.
Right.
But like now they're just doing this very long, this Who thing in the middle of it. So I thought,
Oh,
okay.
I forgot. Yeah, they are doing that now, aren't they? They're
Yeah. So him and Tommy, Paul and Tommy are doing the Who thing in the middle of it.
Right.
And then he does that, I want you. Yeah. I need you. You know, like, oh, fuck. Come on, Paul. Quit. Just quit singing that damn song. And so I was thinking, you know, maybe they won't do Lick It Up because I didn't see the set list from the night before because I didn't want to be spoiled. And I swear to God, I said, you know, they played it so much on the cruise, maybe they'll skip it. They'll put something else in there. And I'll be damned if they didn't play Lick It Up. And I just looked at my watch. I said, well, here goes 20 damn minutes of nothing.
Yep. You can go take a shit.
So, I mean, you think about it. It is a great song. I loved it when it came out. And I played and I've loved seeing it live a time or two. But you name a tour where they did not play Lick It Up. From
anything
Creatures of the Night.
Lick It Up. I mean,
huh?
I said Creatures of the Night.
They didn't play it at all. They didn't play Lick It Up then.
Well, no, because Creatures of the Night came out first.
Yeah, it was before.
Oh,
that.
before.
Since
That's
Lick
right.
It Up.
Alive. Yes, they did.
Alive
They did play it on every damn tour.
Destroyer
They
tour.
did play it on Creatures tour, but no Creatures was first. So I mean, it's just overplayed, you know. And if you want to talk about a set list, that Kiss is worn out. And I swear.
But on Creatures, they have played "I Love It Loud" since Creatures tour, and they won't stop playing that fucking song either.
Well,
so.
you know, now that they played that on the cruise, they played that.
I hate that song.
And you know, there's so much they could play. There's so much Hot in the Shade stuff or Asylum. You know, any of that, but they stick into that set list. And I just think Paul's stubborn. You know, I just don't think they want to. I think they're playing it. You know,
we have seen the tours that we've seen that that they do on their own, and we see what they can play, the deep cuts they can play. And Paul's, I think, the one that's not letting them do it. So, anyway.
Well, he says that more than half of the people at the show have never seen Kiss before. I'm not buying that. I'm not. Who the hell is buying Kiss tickets except Kiss fans?
Exactly.
Nobody. So I don't know. And you know, the tour that's coming is a whole nother conversation for another day.
Right.
But you know, it's going to have to be something special. You know, you just.
So as far as the second night show that you saw, I mean, was it a pretty good show? Other than they Lick It Up.
They played Lick It Up.
Paul's voice. You think was Paul's voice enhanced? You think that at that cruise?
All right, that's the big debate. The big debate because I know people that were in the first row and they could hear Paul singing. They could hear him singing. And I'm not a musician, and so I really don't know how it works. But a lot of people, Dennis, and you may know that like his voice can go through an auto tuner, or maybe it's singing.
There's ways to do that, and then there's ways to run a tape, and he's singing along with. You know, I don't know.
Singing with it.
Yeah, I don't with it. So I don't know what's going on for sure.
So there's the big debate because he sounded great, you know, and say I couldn't tell, and it looked great to me, and everybody around me said it was great. But then you have people that, you know, play back videos and said he was lip syncing. And so, and I think, but I also have friends in the front row said they could hear him singing over the, you know, like off mic.
Sure.
They could hear him sing.
Right.
So who knows? Who knows?
I don't know.
But the tour will be the tell-all. The tour will be the tell-all.
It'll be, you know, within a few shows of the tour, we're going to find out what's going on.
Exactly.
You know, it is what it is. Like I said, I never bought, like whenever you showed us before, you showed us all the tickets you bought so far for this year. And, you know, I bought 0 so far.
Blasphemy. You got to buy some tickets.
The whole point is they've just announced this next round. They're going to be in Indianapolis at the Shed up here at Indianapolis. So I called, or we were talking today, Bill's going to pick, we can get those lawn tickets, those ones, you know, up in the field.
Right.
For probably $4 for $100, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one of the, and it's Saturday night, so I'm gonna do that one just to say that I went. I don't. The thing is, if you've seen our show before, I saw the original 4 and the final 2.
Yeah.
That's the last time I've seen them. So honestly, I'm good. I mean, if I go see him again, and this,
you know what, you don't want to. I know what you're saying. You don't want to change your memory of the last time you saw KISS.
If this last fucking show that I see is a piece of shit, it's gonna ruin my thought on KISS. And right now, I'm good.
I saw 3 shows from the farewell tour. And the last one I saw was Charleston, where Peter threw all his drum kit on the floor.
Oh, I'm sure that was terrible. That was a terrible show, probably.
Well, I mean, as far as, me, the fan, it sounded, I couldn't tell anything was wrong. But, it was bad, but the whole teardrop thing, we thought back then that Peter was crying because it was the end of KISS and not because he was so pissed at Paul, the whole story. But anyway, I couldn't tell on the ship if there was any lip syncing going on. Some people said that even the instruments were tape. So
I've heard other rumor about that as well.
They said that some of the Vegas, I guess some of the Residency Vegas, the one that was put out, I guess for that Vegas DVD, they've matched them to the shows on the boat and said they're very, very close. Almost, so who knows? I don't know.
I think that would be so hard to do live, though.
It would be hard. It would be hard. So
especially when you got people, everybody's holding a camera looking at you.
But as far as all that set aside, Jeff, though, I mean, so this is your second time there. Your second time there. Out of 10 points, what do you give that whole cruise?
Oh, it was definitely a 10. Well, maybe a 9 because they could, I want to say the set list could have been better.
Right.
But there's so much going on.
It was a cheaper cruise for you, though, because you didn't buy any instruments.
No, I didn't. It was a lot. Actually, it was so much cheaper. It was so much cheaper. I was so happy to get out of that without spending like $50,000 that I didn't have. And I'm just changing seats again.
You're fine. You're fine.
So let me see. There we go. No, I did all that last year, and I would be divorced if I brought home another instrument. But I got to do the meet and greet with Gene because Eric bought a guitar. I did the vault, saw Gene then. I did the art thing with Paul. So it was really cool.
Oh yeah, you got to do a bunch of shit.
Let me show you. So every night on the cruise, they bring you something and leave you like a little gift.
All right.
They leave it on your bed. So
did Paul leave you anything special?
Paul comes by every night. I just left these chocolate covered cherries for you.
I did that just to get you to say that. Sorry. That's so funny.
Just like a little note, like a little love note.
I like the way you paint.
Little rose drawn on there.
I like the way you paint and the way you pick up a picnic table.
So
I wish we would have just picked him up.
So I mean, we were doing that shit the whole fucking time too. Tommy. We had a little gig going like the fans. The fans are in the casino with Ace, and we get him drinking again. Right. And Tommy goes and tells Paul that Ace is drunk in the casino. And so Paul comes down in his wife's bathrobe and shit, and his slippers, with his hair all up in a towel. You know what I'm talking about? Like your wife's going to bed.
Right.
And like, Ace, it's time for you to go to bed. Tell your friends you have to go to sleep now. And Tommy's over there standing behind Paul saying, I told you he's drinking again, Paul. I told you. And you have Ace cussing out Tommy. Fuck you. One time Ace was late for something, like he wasn't, and one of my buddies said he snuck in Tommy's room. He's trying to squeeze into that damn spaceman costume.
I tell you what, though, Ace is skinny. That motherfucker, he's shaped up. I mean, he's
the first night, I don't know if you can see it.
That's cool.
It's a dog tag. You see that?
That's awesome. Yeah, keychain dog tag.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So like each night they give you a little something. And people, there's a lot of people that sell their shit right on eBay, and I don't. But some people get all mad about people selling their stuff, but it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. We can tell you don't sell your shit. Look at all.
No, I don't sell my stuff. This is a flag.
Right.
And it's actually a banner that's
cool.
Pretty big.
Right.
And it's the one of the flags that they had hanging all over the ship. So this is like it's got little rings where you can hang it if you wanted to. So that was on our bed one night.
It's really big and it comes in a small package.
Some things are in a small package, but there's a lot of things in big packages that we all love.
Sorry.
Now, your little deck of cards there.
Was there last year.
What's that now?
Paul Stanley, just incredible. Remember him at the expo?
Who's that?
Oh, he just showed a deck of
the
cards.
comedian Craig Glass.
Oh yeah, oh my God, yeah. I'm sorry, Alan. Go ahead.
Last year, or it was the cruise before, he was on there and he made the announcement. He got on. They have like a woman on the ship. Her name is Jess. And she's like the entertainment director for Six Man and all that. And
she's like the Love Boat. She's like the what's the name on Love Boat?
Julie, whatever her name was.
Yeah, Julie.
So yeah, she comes on every morning. Good morning, KISS Cruisers. And does all the whole thing. Well, she had Craig Glass. Have y'all seen that? Have you heard that shit?
Yes.
It's worth looking for.
Well, Craig told the story.
And he got on there. She said, wouldn't it be cool if you did some announcements with me in Gene and Paul's voice? and so, do you know who I'm talking about, Alan? You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about too.
So, when we get done, I'll send you the link to this shit. It is so damn funny. But he says, and they're in the middle of damn Mexico, down in the Bahamas or wherever they're at, and it's just 125 degrees. And they have Gene get on there and he gets on the PA and says, "This is Gene Simmons of KISS. We've hit an iceberg, but not to worry. Gene, KISS will take care of you." And he goes through the whole thing like, we have a platinum package. For the platinum package, we'll put you in the water. We'll put you in the lifeboat and play a sail away show for you.
That's funny.
But anyway, then we got a deck of KISS cards.
Awesome. Wow.
Now this every year you get autographs. You do get a set of autographs from KISS.
Sure.
So they haven't sent it to me yet, but there is a set of 4 kings that match the set in this deck that each one of them sign.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And it's on like a little cardboard thing where you can hang it and frame it all.
Right. That's awesome. So does it come about the same time your Vinnie Vincent's box set?
Yeah, you'll get it at the same time. You'll get it. I know what you'll get it when you go see Vinny in Memphis. That's not going to happen. So there you go. And
or the Nashville somewhere in Nashville, we're going to do it, and then Robert.
Don't put any money on that. Don't pay money. If it was free, I don't know if I'd go. If it was free, I just don't know.
You wasted a trip to Nashville anyway.
Everybody gets. Let's see if you can see it.
Eddie Office. Yep, I see it.
Yeah.
Eddie.
So you get a rank, you get a tag, you wear it around your neck like this.
All right.
And then mine, I had one made with my name on it.
Cool.
Right there. You see that?
Yep.
All right. That's the biggest thing. You'll talk to people all year long on Facebook, and they have a KISS Cruise group, and you talk to these people. But when you see them in person, you can't remember their name. And you're like, you don't want to go up there and say, "Hey, I know you, but I don't know your damn name."
Right.
So that kind of helps. Then they gave us this pretty cool.
That's cool.
It's the fanny pack cooler.
Cool.
Brought to you by KISS.
Awesome.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Are we losing light? Am I losing light or something?
That's awesome. No, I can see it. We can see it. It looks good.
Hang on. Let me pick this back up again. So you got like a little fanny pack cooler.
Right.
And then you get, they just leave all kind of little trinkets.
Oh, that's cool. A little bitty there and this. Hey, what did your buddy and his? He didn't get to see his vault, did he? So you don't know what.
He hadn't got to see it yet.
So he didn't know what's in. He didn't know what his extra.
Cool.
A little coin.
Yeah, this is a coin.
Awesome.
And it turned out really good. Now, this was not sold or given to us by KISS.
Right.
Yeah, this was fan made.
Oh, awesome.
And people bring things like this to exchange.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah. And I had a set of pics around here somewhere. Oh, hang on just a second. Let me get them. All right. And then they give
cool.
They get, people are fighting over the pics.
Right.
But they give you a set of 4.
There you go.
On there.
That's awesome.
So you get the picks. So
sounds like you had a good time.
I think, yeah, it was a great time. The last day of the cruise, they kind of just throw you off the boat. You get off pretty early, and that kind of winds it up. You know, there was probably, I don't know, 7 or 8. There's always something to do on the boat.
Right.
There's always something to do. There's something going on every minute, and you don't have time or energy to do all of it. So
I was wondering, that was interesting because I always want to know the inner workings of how they did, because I knew that they, like not everybody can go to every show, like those big shows on the boat. It's like once you get, it's like, so I didn't know how that worked. So I get, the only that answered a lot of questions.
Like, and see, like Ace did 3 sets,
right?
And 2 of them were outside, so everybody can go to the outside shows. The one that he did in the Stardust, everybody rushed up there, and some people would wait like 3 hours in the hallway waiting for the theater to open.
Wow!
And I saw Ace out there, and Ace is Ace, but he could, there's a lot of complaints that he wasn't prepared. He's got that great band, the Gene Simmons band.
Yeah, all those guys, Ryan, Jeremy, and Philip. Yeah, they're all good. They're all good guys.
And the nicest people. I mean,
they are. We've had them all on our show multiple times, and they're just really good people.
And can play anything. Yeah. Can play anything. And you know what? They're fans. Right. They're just a bunch of kids. I think they're from Nashville, right?
Yeah. And the thing is that if there was anything that was not prepared for that cruise, it would have been Ace himself.
Right. It was Ace.
The band himself, themselves would have been ready for anything, and they would have just,
on the pool deck show that Ace did, Matt and me and 6 others decided to go sit behind Ace.
Right.
There's a balcony behind him, up above him, and I could see his set list on the end. Like KISS has got monitors; they have teleprompters for all their songs.
Right.
Well, Ace couldn't afford teleprompters. So he had written the lyrics down,
of course,
on pieces of notebook paper and taped it all over the stage.
Right.
But then he went to the wrong mic. He went to the other mic over there. And he made a joke about it. He said, "I wrote the lyrics down, but they're over there. I'm on the wrong side of the stage." So,
that's typical Ace right there. That's typical Ace,
It's Ace. And everybody laughs, and some people are like, he's, not a professional, blah, blah, blah. But it's Ace.
It's Ace.
Ace. You're used to seeing Ace banging on a guitar with rings and bracelets and all that shit and hitting the strings, and it's just badass. It's just Ace. But that's it, my brothers.
Awesome. Hey, before we go, Alan, you got anything new that you were wanting to bring up? I do want to bring up 2 things before we go. Alan, you got anything?
Well, wait a minute before you get on to something. What was in your vault, Dennis? What did you have back there?
Jeff, I had a little plastic. It's on one of our shows. I had a little plastic container that had Gene on the front. It looked like something from '77, like a little. I don't know.
Oh, that's cool. That's really.
It was cool. It was something different. I actually got a one of those Tyvek child jacket.
The jacket.
But it was an Australian one with Eric Carr on it.
Oh man!
But it's a child size 7. It's a very small one. Well, dumb shit. I didn't know what it was, but it would look nice on a hanger. You could hang it on the wall somewhere. I got a couple of passes, from backstage
stuff.
You
scored good on that one. All the Aussie stuff.
Really good. I did really good. Yeah, that Australian that jacket was really cool. I thought it was really neat. But
I got the money bag hat.
Cool.
And what's the cool story about that is I wanted the hat because and I admire Gene is my hero about money. He
knows it.
so in Atlanta we did not open the vaults, but I had him write on the vaults. On my vault it says they say that the root of all evil. They say that money is the root of all evil. Bullshit. The lack of money is the root of all evil. That's what he put on my vault. So I kind of like that. And then I got it home and I had the hat inside of it.
Right.
But let me see if I can show it to you. Hang on.
Cool, yeah, mine I had him right on there.
Did you see that?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So he drew the little money bag sign on there for money.
And then you had the hat in there.
Right.
How awesome.
So I had the hat in there. And when he was drawing that little money bag sign on there, I said, draw the little money bag. Don't write the money word twice.
Right.
And he says, I own that, you know. And I said, yeah, does that mean I have to pay you more money, Gene? Just draw it on there. So he started laughing. But he signed, I got him to sign my pinball machine. You see that?
Oh, that's awesome.
You see it says you got to pay to play?
That's cool.
Yeah. So it turned out really good.
Yeah, mine, he signed on mine. It was basically from one powerful and attractive man to another, you know.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
You know, I thought about it for a long time what to do. But yeah, no, it was cool.
Well, you got to get to you. I hope you're now, Alan. You said you're going to the Nashville show. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
I'll be there. Dennis, you need to get there.
Now, Alan's got, or not Alan. Phil. See, Bill's got tickets for what? He's got what? Florida.
Where do y'all all live? I know you've said it to me.
We're in Indiana. We're all in Indiana. Just okay. Alan and I are. Alan's in Evansville. I'm in Newburgh, and Bill's in Columbus.
Okay.
But we can get.
So
we
are.
Indy
show is where y'all
Indy
go.
Is an hour for Bill. It's about 3 hours for Alan and I.
Well,
Alan and I are only about 10 miles apart. So the thing is, though, I can do Indy. I just don't. I'm not going to spend a bunch of money. You know, the thing is, I've told my story. Here's one thing I want to do. I want to bring up. Alan sent me this here earlier today. It's the Sonic Temple.
Yeah.
Art Music Festival, May 17th, 16th, or May 17th, 18th, 19th. Sorry. There's not a whole lot of people I want to see there, Alan, but I'm on vacation that week, so I may go to it. Do want to see the Foo. Wouldn't mind seeing Ghost, Hailstorm, Chevelle, The Cult. And that's about it. I mean, there's a lot of just people I don't really want to see on that System of a Down and Disturbed. No big deal to see that. But it may be something on the horizon.
I sent that they released that information either yesterday or today, and I sent it to my Rocklahoma buddy because we talked about going to Rock on the Range, which is now Sonic Temple.
That's what
instead of going to Rocklahoma.
Right.
When I saw that, I sent him the link, and I said, I am not interested.
Right.
And I said, I'm probably not interested in Rocklahoma because most of the acts are going to be the same. Now, you see on there, Hailstorm and In This Moment are both on that. Well, that's who I went and saw last week. And I saw Hailstorm last year at Rocklahoma, and earlier in the year, In This Moment and New Year's Day.
Sure.
So
now
I've seen those bands enough. And I don't care.
I
don't care to see. I don't give a shit about the Struts. You know, I'm not a big Foo Fighters fan. You know, there's. I saw the Cult at Rocklahoma last year, so I'm good there. Right. I've seen Joan Jett a bunch of times, so I'm good there.
I don't care to see her either. So.
You know, there has to be something really compelling show up at Rocklahoma to make me go this year.
So this one here, though, you say the Sonic Temple. This replaces Rock on the Range.
Correct.
Okay. Because I was curious about that, but yeah, I'm like you. I looked at this, and there's if this is like over 3 days, and they're gonna split all these bands, I'm not gonna. I would go the night that Foo goes, but other than that, I'm not gonna go. You know.
You tell them. You know, when you're a kid, you go to all of them, no matter what, no matter.
I know, and there are probably some good bands in the small print, but you know, here's something else though, real quick, because I know we're running along. I got through today. Where do I need to go, Alan?
Pull that back. Just pull it straight back. That's good.
Right here. Except I got their 3. It's 2. It's 2 CDs, 1 DVD. The Teutonic Terror Symphony. There we go. I'm gonna give me some shit about the way I pronounce stuff, but Symphony. There we go. And this is live at Wacken, whatever.
It's fucking Wacken, man.
Anyway,
so here, hold on a second, Dennis.
Shit, and this is one of our,
I said, hold on a second. I'm sitting here yelling at you, trying to get your attention while you're talking about Sonic Temple, and I muted my microphone. I'm like, God damn it, Dennis, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to talk.
It's at live at Wacken. or Vulcan, whatever you're gonna call it. But anyway, our friend Christopher Williams, he's on here, and actually Philip Schaus, if I'm not mistaken, is playing on the DVD. He is playing on this too. I could be wrong, but I did see
well, if you're wrong, I'm sure someone will let you know.
Well, Philip maybe he'll maybe be texting me here later. But anyway, I will find out here in a little bit. But anyway, I did look at some of the earlier stuff, and I believe that let's see. Let me look at the pictures here and see if he's on here. I could have swore there was one picture or video that I seen that he was playing, but I may be wrong. Anyway, but I know Christopher Williams is on here though, and he's kicking ass. And so is Wolf Hoffman, one of my guitar heroes. So anyway, this is a great thing. This came out this week. I got it off Amazon. You can actually go to their website and pick it up, which is on Nuclear Blast, I think, and check that out. So that's something that came out new this week. Other than that, there's nothing new this week musically wise that I've seen. Jeff, anything new hit your radar? Anything?
No. I'm going back to play all the KISS stuff that they didn't play. On the
and of course, Alan posted this week and on the page, but we everybody's talking about that Robert Fleshman has bowed out for anything to do with Vinny. He wants to stay friends with Vinny. He wants to be friendly with Vinny, but he doesn't want to have anything to do with him business wise.
He did it over Facebook. Did y'all see that?
Yes. Yeah, he did.
I think
here, so I won't have to talk to him on the phone.
Yeah.
Well, knowing Vinny's history and how he does screenshots or words things to make it look like he's the victim, I think the way that Robert went about doing that was wise.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, they can't come back now and say, well, Robert did this. Robert came out and said, look, here's my public announcement.
Right.
How I feel.
Put words in his mouth.
You can't. And so
I'm
glad
just wondering how many refunds he's going to have to give out. And
geez.
for what I understand,
that
Vinny owes a lot of people
motherfucker
money
ain't giving
from
you no refund.
So far, I know that we've had a few of our friends that had bought things from Memphis, I think, and some of them actually got some today. I know they were talking, there was a joke going on, but they got some today. There's also people that are still waiting for their refunds. So people are getting refunds that wanted refunds. But the thing is, if you had non-refundable hotel, if you had plane tickets that you didn't get, the
travel insurance.
The insurance on, you're gonna learn, So, yeah. God, I mean, and the thing, and here's what gets me is on. I even put on there a few times on these other people's sites. It's like going, these people are still defending Vinny. Going, well, hopefully next time he'll be able to. I'm like going, how many times is he gonna fuck you guys before you realize that he's gonna keep fucking you guys? I mean,
it's
and
called
if you don't realize it yet,
syndrome.
I got a bridge that I'm gonna sell you. PM me, I'll sell you a bridge, really cheap.
And on that note,
he had Miami to really show out, and get people to come to his Memphis or Nashville thing, whatever it's going to be.
Right.
And he froze up, and he couldn't play 2 songs. So why would you go pay to go see him? It's just not there.
He can't play. That's the whole thing. He's still milking. And the thing is, and somebody made this comment, and I won't. They just said, if he wants to just keep going out and taking pictures with people and signing autographs, so be it. But don't be fucking telling people that you're going to do these, not only just an acoustic show, but now we're going to have a full shred show and we're going to have this big blah, 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 blah. Well, now we're not going to do it here, but we're going to do it, but we're still going to do it. And now we're going to have, we're going to build it bigger. It's like you're just digging a fucking hole. Just keep, the thing is, people don't care. The thing is, if you can't play, that's fine. But you were Vinny Vincent, and you were somebody was a fan of you at some point. They'll keep paying you money to meet you and to sign, shake your hand and to do that. I'm taking my wife had to go to New York this weekend for work. Our anniversary is Sunday.
Happy anniversary.
Well, thank you very much. This will be our 39th. Anyway, is that right?
You better get it right.
No, I didn't get that right, did I?
That sounds way wrong.
No, we were married in 80. We were married in 89.
Now you think about
30.
Her last birthday. How old was she?
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're
Holy
right.
shit.
I did.
I'm not
going
to say how old she is.
Are we
on
gonna
air.
edit this show, Alan? We're gonna edit
No,
this
I'm
one?
not going to
Does
edit
she
it.
watch? She doesn't watch it, does she? Does
Oh
she
no,
watch this?
she'll be all over it. But anyway, we were married in '89, so this is what 18. So this will
29.
be what
29.
29. So anyway, but our anniversary, we take this week off every year after Thanksgiving, just because our anniversary usually ends up in that week. Well, she's got to go to New York to look at some. She works in heart surgery. They're going to be watching some heart surgeries in New York. So she's going to be gone on our anniversary. Well, it ends up then Louisville's having this super con, one of these conventions, these like Comic-Con conventions.
Alice Cooper's going to be there.
And Alice Cooper's going to be there. The whole thing is my son's 24. He's never been to one of these things. I told Kelly, you know what? I tell you what, we're going to drop you off at the airport and at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then we're heading to Louisville. We got a room up at the Galt House. Me and Max we're going to spend 2 days at this thing. So guess who's going to be there? Like I said, Alice Cooper, Richard Dreyfuss, Henry Winkler, Ralph Macchio, Linda Blair, Jerry the King Lawler is going to be there.
Now, I can tell you right now, Dennis
is
is really there because the Power Rangers are going to be there.
Yeah, and you know what? The girl from Chasing Amy, you know who I'm talking about? Chasing Amy, Mallrats, the hot chick. Anyway, she's going to be there too. So, but anyway, I actually have the first 4 Fantastic Four comic books in my safe. They've never been graded, and they're actually doing free gradings on comic books up there. So I'm taking those with me too.
That's gonna be cool.
I'm gonna get those graded. I've been wanting to get them graded for a long time, just haven't had the place to do it. So we're gonna get those graded. Hell, we may sell them. Who knows?
All right.
But anyway,
well,
we're looking forward to this. So
we really need to wrap this up because we've gone way off the rails.
Wrap it up.
Jesse,
all right.
Thank you,
Jeff,
for being on here.
I'm going to take us
See
out
you
of here.
in Nashville.
Jeff, I'm going to take us out of here, but don't hang up yet because I got something I got to ask you.
All right. See you.
Folks, catch us on agesofrock.com. Check out our social media, Stitcher Radio, all of that other nonsense. And until next time, peace out. Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.